There's not very many fish in the sea that fit 200. So yeah.
Well, that's not a big deal.
Or then you cut the eyes out. Yeah, then you won't have it. You have eyes in the mouth.
That's fine.
Unless
You think so? So you want to just bring this for lunch tomorrow?
There you go. You can have that.
You need
Write
to
your
strip
name?
it off.
No, you need this because it has a hard surface.
Can you just please?
You want me to please rip it off?
Yes.
Or you just want one?
Yeah, just one thing.
Okay. Good night, please.
Oh.
Well, hey folks, it's 9:30. Do you think we should start?
Yeah, I'm good with that. Tom said he'd be right back. He just went to go say a prayer with his kids real quick.
I'm good to start too when he gets back.
Okay, cool. Maybe we can wait till he gets back and then start. Miguel was on for a second, but it looks like he left. Cool. Looks like we're all back together now.
Yes, I am ready.
Awesome.
Sorry, bedtime for the kids. Had to say prayer real quick.
Hey, no worries. No worries. I think we're ready to start.
Just 3 of us tonight?
Plus you makes 4. I don't know where Miguel went.
Yeah, he was here and disappeared just a couple minutes ago. All right. Shall we just dig into this and get it over with, or?
Sounds like a good plan to me.
Let's do it.
Question 1, I guess, then I'll just read through these things. It says the Bureau of Labor Statistics produces data on unemployment and other aspects of the labor market from a regular survey of about, and I had 60,000, number C.
That's what I had.
You said you had the same?
Yeah, I had the same thing.
Okay. Then number 2, referring to the table above, what is the U4 measure of labor utilization? And I marked B, 6.9%.
I have a question mark on that one. I found the formula for the U4, but I couldn't understand.
It's on page 303 of the textbook.
Is it where it says total unemployed plus discouraged workers as a percent of the civilian labor force plus discouraged workers?
I'm looking it up real quick here.
Yeah, that's correct. That's the one.
So what I found was obviously the line that says total unemployed plus discouraged worker was 7 million. But then it says as a percent of the civilian labor force plus discouraged workers.
So that just means, if it says as a percent, just means that it goes on bottom.
So I did
Oh, wait.
7
Goes on.
million divided by 100.8 million. Is that what I had? 100.8?
Where'd you get the 0.8?
Okay, so it was U4, the percent of the civilian labor force. So the civilian labor force is the 100 million.
Miguel, can you mute your microphone?
Yeah, I'll mute it.
Thanks.
We're in question number 2 right now, Miguel. Question 1, we had the answer of C, 60,000 households. So going back to number 2 here, we had the 1 million for the civilian labor plus all marginally attached workers.
No, you're looking at U5 when you say marginally attached.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Plus discouraged workers. So I went right in the middle of the table. You have the total unemployed at 6.2. And then the one below it's total unemployed plus the discouraged workers. So I just minus those two to get the 0.8.
Why couldn't you use the line that says total unemployed plus discouraged workers where it says?
You could. It's still 7 million either way, so you could do that.
Which one is it that she was?
So it says total unemployed plus discouraged workers is 7 million.
Yeah.
Which works just as well because the total unemployed plus the 0.8 from that's I did the same thing with the 0.8, but it comes out to 7 million, so it works either way.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so
But you do need the 0.8 for the next portion of it, which is the labor force plus discouraged workers. So you have to figure out discouraged workers anyway.
oh, okay, so you had to break down that to figure out who the discouraged workers were.
Correct. So
the
top of the fraction I had 7 for the total unemployed plus discouraged workers. And I divided that by the 100 for the civilian labor force. And then I had to add the 0.8 to that 100. So 7 divided by 100.8. Does that make sense?
So when you say 0.8 million, if I'm putting it down here, it would actually be 800,000, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Sorry, I abbreviated. I just got 7 divided by 100.8 on my fraction.
Okay.
I don't feel like writing big numbers.
I just don't want to put it in as a fraction because I want to use this formula some other time, maybe.
But
So I want it to be
accurate.
Yeah. Okay, so it's 7 divided by. Okay, thank you.
Was that what you got to, David, then?
Yeah, it's exactly what I got. I got the 7 divided by 100.8 times 100.
Which is
6.9.
Okay.
Yep.
Miguel, cool with that? All right, question 3. All else equal, which of the following would increase the unemployment rate? And we got option 1, an increase in the number of women who return to work after being stay-at-home mothers. Option 2, a preference among older men to retire early. 3, an increase in the maximum number of weeks for which someone can receive government unemployment benefits. And 4, an increase in the number of previously unemployed women who stop looking for work and become discouraged workers. And then you got A, B, C, and D as options down there. This one I did not know and I had to cheat. So I'm not sure if I got it right or not because sometimes Google's not accurate. But Google told me C, option 2 and 3.
That's what I got too.
The problem with that is a preference among older men to retire early. Once they retire, they're no longer part of the labor force. They wouldn't be considered in the unemployment rate.
And
Because
that's what I thought too. So I was thinking it might just be 3 only. So B, just because I would think that would increase.
So here's my question of, you think about that. We got to think mathematically about this. If they retire, that decreases the total amount of labor force. Therefore, the division part to figure out the percentage would change, which makes it bigger. It'd be like we did before, 7 divided by 100.8 million. Well, if, say, 1 million people retire, that denominator now becomes 99.8. Therefore, the percentage rises of unemployed.
Yeah, see, when I Googled it, I got both. I got B and C, so that's what confused me about this one as well.
I think that sound logic with the mathematical response, because that does make sense. Because if you remove the total,
if the workforce shrinks
smaller, yeah, then it would increase the unemployment rate. I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah, you don't think, it doesn't sound right until you start thinking about it mathematically.
There's actually a question in the extra credit, now that you've mentioned that has to do with retired men, and I have to double check it, but yeah, I think I have to let me look at that real quick.
So what was 5 or 4 in there? An increase in the number of previously unemployed women who stop looking for work and become discouraged workers. Total unemployed plus discouraged. That's on the top. So if they stop looking, that would make that number smaller, which would make it decrease. So there on 4, if I'm looking at this, the number of unemployed women who are currently on the discouraged workforce is part of the numerator. Is the top number, right? Part of that 7 from the previous question. So if they fall off of the discouraged workers, and so that number would shrink, so the 7 technically would become a 6, which would, if that becomes a 6 divided by 100, would our percentage increase or decrease? What are you doing up there?
I'm trying to ask you a question. Are
What?
you going to work early still tomorrow?
Yes, I have to go to work early again.
When will it stop again?
That makes the percentage shrink. So it's exactly opposite of what the question is asking for. It's decreasing.
So that was when you were talking about number 4, right? So then
Yeah.
we know it's not 4.
Yeah, because the way I read it would be from, looking at the previous question again, our 7, which was the top number, the original part of the division process, say that 7 changes to a 6, then the percentage decreases and not increases.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it can be 4.
Okay, so in the extra credit, it says indicate what happens to unemployment rate in each of the following scenarios, and it says advances in healthcare prolong the life of many retirees, and it says the unemployment rate stays the same. But that's for retirees, meaning they're already retired. But there's another one here that says a stock market boom induces newly enriched 60-year-old workers to take early retirement, and that causes unemployment to increase. So if that's the case, all else equal, each of the following would increase the unemployment rate. And it says workers take early retirement increases the unemployment rate, then it would be 2 and 3.
Yeah, sounds like it's C to me.
That's what I'm thinking too.
I will agree with that. I think it's a good Yes.
Okay, so we'll mark C on that one. Any questions before we continue? Okay, question 4. Marginally attached workers are people who are, according to page 303 of the handbook, it says B, not working and are not looking for work, but would work if asked.
Yep, that's what I got.
I got
So-
that too.
So that was B on question number 4. Question 5. Let's see here. Suppose that the Bureau of Labor Statistics reports that the entire adult population of Manqueland can be categorized as follows: 25 million people or employed, 3 million people unemployed, 1 million discouraged, 1 million who are either students, homemakers, retirees, or other people not seeking employment. And what is the labor force participation rate? And I personally marked C, 93.3%.
That's what I got too.
Yep, same thing.
Good enough, Miguel? Okay. 6, evidence from research studies economics. I put A, shows that increased unemployment benefits decrease the job search efforts of the unemployed.
I got that too.
David?
This way.
Yeah. A, yes. Sorry.
I got that as well.
Okay, perfect. Okay, number 7. Gwen is an unpaid worker in her family's restaurant. The Bureau of Labor Statistics counts Gwen as C, employed and in the labor force. Page 298 on the bottom left-hand side of the book.
So even if they're not earning a profit, if they're employed by a business, then they count as in the labor force.
Yeah, it says here under section 15.1, identifying unemployment, the word employed, it says this category includes those who work as paid employees, worked in their own business, or worked as unpaid workers in a family member's business. Both full-time and part-time workers are counted. This category also includes those who were not working but who had jobs from which they were temporarily absent because of vacation, illness, and bad weather. So, or worked as unpaid workers in a family member's business. And it says that's considered employed, so.
That's what I got. I even copied that sentence and put it in the quiz.
So that's number C for 7. Any questions there?
I'm good with it.
Okay. 8. Suppose the Bureau of Labor Statistics reports that the entire adult population of Manqueland can be categorized as follows: 25 million people employed, 3 million people unemployed, 1 million discouraged workers, and 1 million people who are either students, homemakers, retirees, or other people not seeking employment. What is the unemployment rate? I got 10.7% for C.
I
I
agree.
got that too.
Miguel's good with it. He's shaking his head yes. Okay. Number 9, unemployment that results because it takes time for workers to search for the jobs that best suit their tastes and skills is called, I put D, frictional unemployment.
Yep, that's what I got too.
That's on page 305 if anyone wants the reference. Good there, Miguel? Okay. Number 10. Who in the adult population is counted as employed in U.S. labor statistics? I marked A, people who are temporarily absent from their job and people who work without pay in a family member's business. That's page 298 again, what we just read.
Agree.
Okay. Any questions now that we're halfway through before we continue? Nope. Okay. Question 11. What of the following is not a reason economies experience structural unemployment? And I put A, job search.
I agree with that.
Don't know where it came from besides Google.
It's on
That's what I
in
got too.
15.1D, last paragraph, and also on 15.2 it talks about it.
So that's on page 304. All right. So question 12. So that was a job search for question 11. Question 12, if changing consumer preferences increase the demand for satellite radios and decrease the demand for video cassette recorders, the economy will likely exhibit, and I got frictional unemployment, C.
I got that too. There's
Yep.
a sample in the book where it talks about Dell and Apple.
Yep, agreed.
Yeah, same here.
All right. So that was 12 was the answer was C. So 13, public policy. I marked A, can reduce both frictional unemployment and the natural rate of unemployment.
That's what I got too.
I got the same thing.
Okay, good, Miguel. 13A. 14, if there were no factors keeping wages from reaching equilibrium, then there would be no, and I put C, structural unemployment.
Agreed.
Anyone else on that one? 14C, any questions or are we good to continue?
That's what I got.
Miguel, look good? Okay. 15, this one had me for a few seconds and I think I got it right. If unemployment is 2,000 workers, then the minimum wage must be, and I marked C, $7.
I got that, but only because Google told me. I have a question mark beside it because I was hoping somebody could explain it.
I can explain it.
Okay.
So if we go and look at our graph there, we know that the unemployment rate is 2,000 workers. And so if you look at the bottom of the graph there, obviously we know our equilibrium's at 50, correct?
Correct.
So, and those are in hundreds of workers. So 2,000 is equivalent to 20 on that graph.
Correct.
10 in each direction, 10 to the left, 10 to the right. So that gives us a 40 and a 60. If you draw your line up that graph, it coincides, it breaks the lines where it crosses the $7 line.
Wait. What? Sorry. Okay, so I'm at the
So imagine this is supply and demand for like a product. Anytime there's unemployment is considered a surplus of employees or of workers. So a surplus is always above the equilibrium.
And there is a graph in the book that shows it.
Right.
I looked at that graph. Hold on. And it didn't do me any good. Because it talks about
Well, see,
what
so
the
in the
graph
book,
helped me with, real quick, David, just one second. Also, the graph with is it showed me that I'm looking for where the price is above the equilibrium on the graph. It's not below it, but above it.
Okay, I started looking at, hold on just a second, I'm looking for the graph.
Page 1 or 310.
I don't have, mine don't have page numbers on them.
15.3.
Okay.
If you go to section 15.3.
Okay,
I have
almost there.
paper.
Okay, there it is, 15.3. I found it. Okay, I'm looking at the graph, and I'm seeing, okay, equilibrium is at L,
LE.
E, L, E, and W, E. Okay,
So I just knew from unemployment that it was above the equilibrium, not below it, but above it.
okay.
So that's right.
So it's
Go ahead, David.
no. So yeah. So it's the space between the two curves, and it's
Okay,
everything. Yeah. So you see, in order to get 2,000 from equilibrium, you get like Tom said, you got to go 10,000 one way and 10,000 the other. Would take you to 40 and 60, which is 2,000. And in order to get there, it's at $7.
okay, what I'm confused about is where you're getting 10,000 one way or the other way. I'm at 20, and if I go straight up the line at 20,
Well, we know the equilibrium is already at 50.
yeah,
And so that has to be the center point. So we know we need to go 20. So 20 divided by 2, because you have to go both to the right and to the left of the equilibrium.
uh-huh,
So 20 divided by 2 is 10.
uh-huh.
So 10 to the right and 10 to the left,
Oh, at 40 and 60, okay.
which is
Yeah.
60.
Because it's got to be between the two curves above equilibrium.
So I guess I just need a visual representation.
Well, so if you're looking at the graph, it's just like surplus of a product. If you have a surplus, you're going to have its surplus is always above the equilibrium, but you're going to always count between the two curves, between the supply curve and between the demand curve.
Okay.
So it's equal distance on both sides.
Right, and the only place that is 2,000 workers above equilibrium is between 40 and 60. Anything above that, at $8, you're looking at 10, 20, 30. It's 4,000 workers, and then at $9, that's 8,000. Let's see, 2, 4, 6. Yeah, so
20 all the way to 60.
Yeah. So the
Yeah,
main thing
anything
you're looking at,
less than $7 is less than 2,000.
right?
Okay.
Does that make sense, Mamie?
Not a bit.
All right.
We can
Let's-
just,
let's-
maybe
yeah, let's
I
go
can
on.
yeah, carry on, because I don't want to keep you guys. I'll figure it
Yeah.
out.
We'll look at it more later.
I gotta totally see this visually. So I drew a red line for equilibrium across the board at 6,
Mm-hmm.
which is the wage.
That's
Right.
the original.
That's equilibrium wage.
Yep.
Okay, let's just move on.
We'll come back to it when we're done. So if anyone has to run, they can run.
Is there anything on the homework or extra credit that it deals with something similar to this, Dave, that can?
Not that I remember. I have to go
Okay.
back and look, but I don't think so.
Okay.
I think Dave needs to get a job instead of doing his homework so quickly.
I have 2 jobs, by the way.
A kid.
That's funny.
A wife? How about a wife?
Annie has 5 kids.
Yes.
Yeah. A church calling?
Yes.
Okay.
But it's a high count. I'm a high counselor, so it didn't really count. I don't know a whole lot.
There you go. There you go. Whatever, dude. I'm in the bishopric. Okay. Workers searching for jobs that best suit them is most closely associated with, and again, I marked frictional unemployment again. B.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Everyone agree with that? B, frictional unemployment. Okay. 17, back to our lovely graph. If the government imposes a minimum wage of $4, how many workers will be unemployed? I'm not sure why yet, but I have 0 marked.
Does
I agree with that.
Does that have to do with the surplus? Because right now the equilibrium wage is $6. So if they impose, and that's what employees are already being paid. So if they impose a wage of $4, nobody's going to lose their job.
Yeah, no, because minimum wage is below equilibrium, not above it. So no one would lose their job. There'd be, so you wouldn't, so because the minimum wage is $4 and the actual equilibrium is above that, there's no reason for employees to fire because they're already paying above minimum wage as it is. Now, if minimum wage was above equilibrium, then employers would start laying off workers because they're trying to save money.
They couldn't afford them.
Right.
Makes sense to me. Miguel, you good with that one? Everyone else good?
Yep.
Okay, 18. Unions contribute to absolutely nothing. Oh, that's not an option. I got A, frictional unemployment, but not the natural rate of unemployment.
I got B.
Yeah, I got this. I got B as well.
Where did you find your answer, Tom?
I don't remember. I probably misread what I was reading.
So unions contribute to structural unemployment, but structural unemployment and frictional unemployment both contribute to natural rate of unemployment. So unions would contribute to natural, but not frictional, because frictional has nothing to do with unions. It's structural.
Okay.
That's on 15.1D. I don't know the page number because I don't have page numbers.
15.1B?
Yeah, 15.1D is in David.
Okay.
Fourth paragraph. Shoot, it's not coming up. Come on.
Oh, I got it right here.
Okay.
Got
it. Stupid.
Okay. So we got B as in boy for that one, for 18B. And 19, paying efficiency wages means that wages are, I got above equilibrium and profits are higher than otherwise.
I agree with that.
That's what I got too.
Okay. And last one, 20, the theory of efficiency wages provides a possible explanation as to why. And I marked C, firms may be inclined to keep their workers' wages above the equilibrium level.
That's what I got too.
Yeah, I agree with that as well.
Me too.
Sweet. So any questions besides on our graphing one from anybody? Nope.
Nope, none on my end. I posted a link in the chat, so you can take that and post it in the wherever you put it for the assignment for collaboration.
What's so funny?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you guys for everything.
Yep, no problem. Thank you guys.
Thanks for
Walter, you're gonna burn Zach's hand. You're gonna burn Zach's hand.
All right, have a good night.
Hey, Mamie, did you want to talk about that other question?
Yeah. Do one of you guys have it worked out on your screen where you could share with me what you did, or are you all just so much smarter than me? All you had to do is look at it and say, "Oh."
I don't know if you can see my screen. That's all I did.
Okay, yeah. I can see. Okay, hold that back up. Hold on. So you went, equilibrium is 6. You went this way. Hold on just a second. I'm going to take a screenshot of your screen.
Don't ask me what that first big black line that goes all the way up and down was. I don't remember what I was trying to do at the time.
Okay.
I think you're probably looking at 2000.
Probably.
Okay, that's okay. So what I had done is I had drawn a line across the 6, which I didn't need to do. And I can't, okay. So you went at equilibrium and you split the 2,000 one way and the other, which means that 7 is, okay. I get it. Yay. I just had to see it visually. Okay. So I don't even need that. Now I have to draw myself some little stripes in here just like you did. Okay.
I'm trying to look at the homework now. Maybe I don't remember there being any graphs like that having to do with. Let's try and go through it real quick, see what happens. The homework's actually pretty short, if I remember correctly.
Good. I need some short ones.
Now the Applia extra credit. Oh, good night.
The good news is it's extra credit, right?
I'm hoping it's required, but it's extra credit, so I don't know how that works. So yeah, there's only 7 questions for the homework.
That's nice.
Yeah, that is nice.
Yeah, no graphing there.
I do find that as soon as I start the extra credit, by the time I start it, I've got this done and the homework done, so it seems to be not so bad.
That's true. I've also found that sometimes watching those 3 or 4 videos at the end kind of explain half the problems, it seems like, the math ones at least.
Oh, yes. I watch those every week. I love those. They're so helpful. Okay.
Yeah, there's a couple graphs, but nothing that asks about. They ask other things, which
Okay.
I don't think were too difficult.
So at least you get 3 attempts to do the homework.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yes. And then the extra credit is always 6 multiple choice, and then I think it's 6 applications.
Oh, good. Yay. I love it when they're not 15. I get excited when I see 12.
Oh crap! I'm double checking just to make sure though.
Does the oh crap mean there's more than 12?
No, oh crap means I hit the wrong button.
Oh.
There's 14. I'm sorry, there's 14 total.
I don't know why 2 problems make such a big difference to me, but I just can't be bothered to do that much work.
So there's a total of 26 possible points you can get.
That's even more than last week. Okay.
Which probably means 2 extra credit points.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
When it's weighted.
If I pull up, I don't know if I've even looked here.
I've looked, and at one time I looked, and it was worth like 4 points or something like that. And I was like, all that work for only 4 points.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad. Hold on, I'm looking at it too.
So for the extra credit, it's 3 parts, 1 part, 1 part, 1 part, 2 parts, 3 parts, 5 parts, 4 parts.
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah.
No, not too horrible.
How did your guys' exams go the other day?
So ticked.
By exams, do you mean the quizzes last week, or do you mean the midterm? I mean the exam number 1. Well, after spending approximately 2.5, I don't know. I've spent hours doing the quiz last week. I wanted to pull my hair out. I don't know why it was such a struggle for me.
So my goal is to miss no more than 5 on the exam. And I missed 6.
Oh. Might as well have taken it.
Yeah.
That's not bad. It's
not good either.
Were all of them worth, hold on, I'm looking at the grades. Were all of them worth 2 points or what? Because
I think so.
Yeah, they are. It's because there's 50 questions, 2 points apiece.
Okay. So weighted, it was worth 60 points.
Yeah, I haven't looked that far into it.
Okay. Well, I'm not even going to tell you how I did. I don't want to make you all feel bad.
I'm pretty sure.
Now you have to.
I can just tell you that I feel sorry for whoever has to watch me take a test. I take forever. Dave always tells me how long it takes him, and I know I can easily add 40% more time to my time.
I think my exam is done in an hour and a half.
I was upset because there's a question I swear the answer could have been A or B, and I'm still waiting for the professor to explain it because I don't know. I read it over and over and over again.
I haven't seen which ones I got wrong yet.
Yeah, how do you look to see which ones you got wrong? Because
Well, I don't know if I got it wrong. I was just reading it to start with, and I said, "There's no way. This one is either A. It can be A or B. It can be either one." So I took a copy of it. I screenshotted it and emailed it to her, and she says, "Well, you need to just read it closer." I said, "I've been reading it. I've read it like a billion times. It still could be A or B in my mind." So I'm waiting for her to answer it. She hasn't done it
because
yet.
now that the exam's over, I guess there wouldn't be any reason why she couldn't tell us.
Well, they haven't even graded it yet.
Wait.
It's been graded, but if you look, you go to what's it called? Go to my progress and go to exams. It doesn't even show that it's on there yet. It says 0 of 1 attempt.
Oh, but if you go on grades, mine is there. It says exam 1, and it has the score out of 100 and the score out of out of 60.
Oh, I have to look because mine wasn't there the other day.
When you go to user progress, maybe it will show you what the.
Well, that's right. I went into user progress. It didn't show squat.
Did you look under quizzes?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I went to quizzes and then I went to exam 1. It's exam 1 attempts 0 of 1.
Oh, mine says allowed 1, completed 0. It's like, but it says, but I have a grade.
And grades, I have a grade. Let's see here. And under user progress, you said was the other one?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Go to the very bottom and it shows it. There you go.
Go to the very bottom where?
And under my progress quizzes and then scroll to the bottom.
Oh, mine's
Oh, that's great. Yeah. But it doesn't give you the answers. It doesn't show you the answers. It just says done. I mean, it just says completed.
I understand why maybe they don't want to put the answers on there because people can cheat.
Yeah.
But okay. We don't have a comprehensive final, right? It's just we just have 3 exams, right?
Right. Yeah, I'm hoping because I can't. Once I take the exam, I forget everything. I gotta make room for the new stuff.
Oh yeah, I dumped those penguins right off my iceberg as soon as I can.
Here's when I was in my other economics class a couple years ago, I was up visiting some family and I was with an accountant talking about our economics homework, and he's like, economics is purely opinion. There's no right or wrong answer. And so
according to them, there is.
So I brought that up with the teacher of my class at the time. He admitted, yes, he's 100% correct. However, you have to go off of what the course says, and that the course's answers are correct for the course.
Yeah.
I will say this though, I love this book more than the one we used we used McGraw-Hill and I learned a lot, but this for some reason is so user-friendly as far as reading and comprehension to me.
Yeah, I agree. McGraw-Hill, the homework assignments were a lot tougher than these ones, it seems like.
Yeah, I did like their Learn Smart where you could go in and test yourself along the way. That was nice. Not having, and maybe this has that. I just don't have time to look. I'm just doing the bare minimum to get by, as per usual.
Like all of us.
Yeah.
All right, maybe you guys can help me answer this question. See if you can see this. Let me get to where I can share my screen. Share screen. There. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see it or not.
Yep.
So this is question 34 that I had. I'm guessing they're the same. And I could swear it could be A or B.
Oh, is this the one on the quiz? Or the
no,
exam?
this is the exam. Yeah, the one on the exam.
I'm trying to blow it up to make it bigger. I can't. Can you zoom in on that?
Click on his name, and it will take.
No, but I can't read it. I have it on. Okay, there you go. I can read it now.
Okay.
Q, where's Q? Okay, way over there represents quality of crude oil, and P represents the price of. Okay.
Oh,
The country for which, if the figure is drawn, allows international trade in crude oil.
That means they go up to the world price
okay.
and
So
consume surplus for domestic crude oil consumers decrease because
Correct.
you go from AB to A, right?
Correct.
yes.
Now the demand for crude oil by domestic crude oil consumers decreases as well because they go by the demand curve, which is less quantity than the equilibrium
No,
demand.
no. I think demand for crude oil increases.
Why?
Because
No. This is by domestic crude oil consumers, not all consumers, just domestic crude oil consumers. So you're looking just at the domestic demand right here. Going, so wherever it crosses, wherever that world price or wherever the domestic demand curve crosses the world price is where they're demanding it at, which is less, which decreases from what it was when it's equilibrium.
you're right, because decrease, if it was increasing, it would be farther down and to the right. Okay. So
That's what I think. So like I said, if you guys see something different, I don't know.
consumer surplus for domestic crude oil consumers decreases. Yes, because it goes from AB to A. So we know that one.
Yes.
Then the demand for crude oil by domestic crude oil consumers, it was AB was the demand.
Well, it was D. D was the demand.
D, the demand before was C.
Well, no. You're looking at, so equilibrium is D. So D straight down is the equilibrium demand. It's where domestic supply and domestic demand meet. is near the D, is right below the D.
Mm-hmm.
So if there are numbers down there, you would see say it's like 50. But then when world price goes up, because world price goes up, then suppliers now charge more, so domestic consumers now demand less.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, and I don't know if she looked at it or she just said, one of them can't be right.
Okay, so did you mark A?
I don't remember what I marked.
I don't remember this question.
I think I marked A for it.
Do we all get the same questions, or I wonder if it's pulled from a bank?
It might be random.
I remember seeing something like this, but to tell you the truth, I don't remember this question exactly. I remember.
Yeah, I don't know.
If I wasn't sure, I would have for sure marked A.
I think I did, but I can't. Like I said, I'm going to try and email her again and say, hey, now that the exam is turned in, can you explain it to me?
Yeah.
And see what she says. I actually might do that right now because I can. Oh, well, I just didn't know if you guys remember that one, if you understood why one of those two is wrong. All right, Mamie, now you got to spill. How'd you do on the exam?
I got a 96.
Nice. Good job.
Yeah. Thanks. And I did it when I was on vacation.
Oh, see, so you're relaxed. That's cheating.
I wasn't relaxed. It was more stressed out. Oh my gosh, it took me so much longer to do it.
I probably should take it longer. I looked at my quiz from last week, and I missed two of them, and I went back and said, wait a minute, why did I miss those two? I reworked them. I said, I got the right answers, but then I looked back, and I misread the questions, so I put numbers in wrong. I was like, if I just taken my time and read them, I've been fine.
Do you know what I have to, when I'm making myself all my stuff, you know how I do in Excel? I have to make myself notes specifically for that. Note that it says this, don't read the question wrong, because that's what, I swear that's why I get every single one wrong that I get wrong. It's because I read it wrong.
Yeah, that was my problem. I read them wrong.
Mhm.
Oh well. All right, guys. If we're good, I'm gonna call it a night. My wife's tired. And I'm tired. So.
All right.
I
Thanks,
agree.
guys. I appreciate your help.
Everyone.
All right. Take care, guys.
Bye.